Wij gaan het oplossen. Machinations of murder. So.
All right. Break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Time to put it all together.
It's an arrow for the crossbow and it matches Freya's wound.
Precies.
It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
Ja.
It was cleaned, then it was hidden. Yeah, I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Dat denk ik ook niet.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
Ja, boven.
Ja.
Nee.
It was fired from
Is-
above
Ja,
Freya.
nee.
Love, huh?
Ik weet het.
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
Ja, kijk, het is wel goed.
Attic.
Perfect hiding place.
Ja.
We even found a part of the murder weapon up there.
Precies.
The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime
Ja,
scene.
er is
again.
geschoten en
Ja.
daarna is de pijl teruggehaald.
The attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Ja.
Maar dan had ze al
Doesn't
moeten
add
liggen.
up. It would have missed her if she was
wat ik
still
wilde
standing up by
zeggen-
the painting.
Ah,
Is dat
right.
stille mevrouw er ook iets mee te maken heeft. Dus of de eerste of de tweede.
Ik denk de eerste.
Ik denk de eerste dan, ja.
Freya was already lying on her back before the arrow was fired.
I think so too.
Want ze lagen allebei. Ik denk
Ja.
de tweede.
She'd fallen unconscious.
Er is iets gebeurd waardoor al die cracks er waren. Daarom lagen ze. Daarna is het de eerste.
Ja.
She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
En ook die andere vrouw. De gramophone.
Ja.
Dat denk ik. Omdat ook
Dat denk ik,
Flora... Ja.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There was something in the gramophone.
In de ja.
Dat gebroken glas. Wat was
Ja.
getest in de music room.
There was something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
Horn statue.
Wat zeg je nou?
Horn statue.
Ja. Ja, dat glas. Ja.
That's not it.
Nee. Something small. Burnt items? Nee, dat is die veer. There was something in the gramophone. Freya's paints? Nee. Potted fruits?
Dat zou kunnen.
Zou kunnen. Dat er gewoon een giftig fruit
Want
is
het is
gecreëerd?
Ja. Ja.
That's not it.
Nee.
Nee.
Gewoon een trowel? Nee. Paints? Feathers? Die burnt items dan toch, denk ik.
That's not it.
Nee. Wat zou er in de gramophone verstopt kunnen zijn?
Misschien. Ja, die tape zat erin, toch?
Ja, ben goed.
Die andere.
It's a recording.
That's not it.
Maar dat is het niet. Die andere tape zat erin.
That's not it.
Nee. Verf?
That's not it.
Verfdampen? Nee. Small lens? Nee. Potted fruit hebben we al gedaan. What was hiding in the gramophone? Die Golden Beetle.
Mogelijk.
Misschien. Ja.
Point
Oh.
of research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened.
Kijk.
Hoppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise
Yeah.
around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what
Yeah.
it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud
Yeah.
enough to knock someone out?
Hele
No.
verhaal op zich.
I don't think so. Not
Maar het is
by
wel
itself.
loud enough om een glas
Don't
kapot te
forget, It
maken.
was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone.
Ja.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't think we're purely talking about volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific.
Yeah.
Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't. But I think someone else does. Do you remember
Yeah.
that statue we found in the music room?
Ja.
Yeah.
The horn it's
Yeah.
playing. It's
Yeah.
a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone.
Ja.
That broken glass is
Daar is het getest.
This is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too.
Ja.
I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that.
Dat denk ik ook.
It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage too.
What was affected by the powerful frequency?
De-
Sowieso die horn statue, maar ook de cracked tape
Ja.
en de gramophone.
Ja. Ja.
En de damage foto. Nee, dat is opgeschoten. Nee.
Ja.
De horn statue. Nee, daar is op getest. Ik denk de tape dan.
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were
Yeah.
in that room.
That's
Yeah.
some seriously powerful vibration, enough to crack metal, enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Ja.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency
nog
was
een
so
andere
powerful
theorie.
and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't
Hij had
they
die
have been
earmuffs
too?
op.
Think about
Ja.
it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora
Yeah.
was.
They protected themselves.
Ja.
They protected themselves.
How?
Die earmuffs.
Lekker.
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
Ja.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
Ja.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment? Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm
Ah.
not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations.
Yeah.
Freya lands on her back. She drops
ga heel
the
vaak
brush
ja
and
zeggen.
palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The
En dan
door
is
is kicked
die
down.
komt eerst
Fitz and
naar
Poppy
beneden.
enter the room.
Action.
That's it.
Haksha.
Ja.
There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
Oké, gaan we doen. Het is heel donker nu.
Ja. Wat?
What is bothering you? Painting?
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
Plant?
Ik kan dat plantje, die is nog heel. Misschien is dat de calling card van de gardener.
The plant. It's in the book.
What?
Is dat zo?
Look,
Ah ja, dat is die... Ja,
Ja, dit plantje.
klopt.
Ja. Ja, ik kijk nu elke keer weer naar die items als ik erop klik. Ik moet gewoon met haar praten, denk ik.
Ja.
Nee.
Oh.
De paints.
Moeten
Dit
we
oog.
over het plantje praten met iemand?
the plant. It's in the book.
What?
Look,
Ik kan er niet op klikken.
Nee.
Wacht, dat kan ik wel.
the plant. It's in...
What?
Look,
Kijk, vergrootglasje. Hier linksonder.
Oh. Ja, dat kan ik niet zien met je muisje.
Oh, maar ik kan daar verder dan niks mee. Ik kan er zo op inzoomen.
Maar
It's
we
dark.
moeten mogelijk met...
I can see the stars.
Ja, maar zij wilde hier in deze de plant is in de boek. Kunnen we nu dan weg? Is dat de bedoeling? Wil ze niet
Ja.
weg? Dus in het vogelboek.
Let's not wander off right now.
Kijk, ze willen hier nog iets
Ja,
doen.
alleen...
Paints.
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
De black paint. Ja. Die black paint, omdat die window boven was ook met black paint afgeschermd.
Klopt.
De missing clue. Het is die grote blob met zwarte
Something
paint.
that's not here.
De blok.
The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink dip feather?
Ja.
It was here,
Ja.
in this
En die
room.
was...
Where'd it go?
Ja, die hebben we gevonden. We found it somewhere else.
Is dat zo?
Ja, die lag in die ashes. In die...
Ja, ja, je hebt gelijk.
Somewhere else.
Ja, ik was er weer vergeten. In de ashes. Je hebt gelijk, Marjolein. Jij bent een slimme vrouw.
We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime scene. And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Ja,
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
ja.
How?
En
How was
wie?
it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Hakshow.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is,
Misschien zijn
how
er
could they
twee
steal
mensen.
something from a room they weren't able to access?
Er is een andere ingang.
The final clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here.
Wat?
Het is in de painting. Dat moet haast wel. Denk je niet?
Ja.
It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder.
Ja.
If only she'd finished it. Then-
Kijk, er staat een plant links en een plant
It's
rechts.
true she
Yeah,
never
yeah,
finished
yeah,
it.
Ja.
But she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas.
Ja. We know more about the painting. Is dat zo?
How did Freya show us her intention to paint?
Met de drawings? Nee.
Die andere drawings misschien?
Flora met vogeltje. How did Freya show us her intentions for the painting? Children's book, secret research? Nee. Die andere drawings?
Ja. Denk ik.
Met vogeltje?
That's not it.
Nee. Gewoon in de painting zelf. Of met de kleuren.
That's not it.
De kleuren.
Ja.
Freya prepared
Yeah.
all the colors she was going to need before she started painting.
Ja. Kijk. Daar rechts is nog een plant.
Ja.
De black paint is voor de jurk. Brown and grey.
Geel.
This sketch. Die sketch is met zwart gemaakt.
Dat is wel. Ja. Maar ik denk dat. Ja, ik denk dus dat het een andere kleur moet zijn. Want zij heeft de kleur die jij nu geselecteerd hebt, heeft ze gebruikt voor de jurk. De enige kleur die op het palet staat die niet gebruikt is geel.
Dat klopt.
En die heeft ze wel klaargezet.
En dat is die perenplant.
Ja!
This yellow paint was going to be used to paint this sketch of something sitting in the window. Ja?
The yellow paint
Ja!
was going to be used to paint the sketch of something
Geel
sitting in
niet
the window.
gebruikt. Jij bent kapot slim.
Something in the window. Oh,
De perenplant.
That's not it.
Ah, het is het
Wat?
niet.
Wat?
De Golden Beetle. Die is
Ja.
ook geel. Of
Ja,
de vogel van Poppy.
ja, van Penny bedoel je.
Ja, ik ga eerst gokken voor Golden Beetle.
That's not it.
Nee.
Vogel.
Ja,
Is dat een vogel?
het is de
was
vogel.
een vogel.
There she is. Our little thief.
Die heeft de veer gestolen.
Ja.
Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did,
Haksha.
but she's a very good listener.
Kijk.
Haksha.
Well, now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
De vermomming.
Ja. Het is
Het is Penelope.
Why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
Gaan we haar vastbinden?
mogelijk.
Ja. Something sturdy to tie your hands with. Ja, weet ik veel. Hebben we niet.
A real thingy?
Lovely. Now,
Ja, heel goed.
tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
Just Freya?
Ja?
Niet?
Oké. Nou, ik zou zeggen 2. Ik hou van feitjes en details.
Ja, dat is ook weer
Justice
zo, want waarom zijn
for
we
Freya.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy, the volition to create something from nothing, the willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I
Yeah,
just
Lucy.
realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly.
Ja, wel vaker
How do
denk
we
ik.
know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower.
Oh, short
You
hours.
feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing
Niemand
but
wie het
bullet
zegt.
points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer?
Niet dat ze alleen is, want ze had een fiancé in Fitz. Ik denk dat ze een mystery
Ja.
is.
Ook.
Suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us. So why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy, not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away.
Oké.
It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you
Ja,
not?
hebben we gezien.
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Ze zijn allemaal dood.
My mother, for one. My father, too. The other 2 Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose, and her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The study.
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end.
The incinerator.
Paint would peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. That must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside.
Nou, we hebben 1 optie.
Ja.
Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
Ik denk dat dat die kikkerbeesten zijn.
Ja.
Mistids? Sure, yeah.
You're more observant than I thought.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
It's a collective term from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water.
Ja.
The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mistids, like cryptids, like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
Die groepfoto.
Mogelijk.
Of de
Of-
children's book. Waar al die
Ja.
beesten in stonden.
Ja. Ja. Ik denk de children's book.
That's not it.
Nee.
Nou, kut.
The 5 missing
de
family
foto.
members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted
Oh ja.
Mansion.
Ja.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era, denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share.
Dat zijn de
Flora's
5 mensen
Flora,
die vermist zijn.
trying so hard to forget.
Er waren 5
Should
mensen
track
vermist.
them down.
It was
De
tough.
vader van Fitz,
They'd
de moeder
taken
van
almost
Poppy.
everything.
Oh ja.
Die staan op die foto.
Charts, the creatures themselves, all lost, taken
Denk je
away
niet?
or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And what happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose, but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mistids. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up, but instead, I made a decision. There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle
The
Pointer
professor.
suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just
Wij niet in elk geval.
a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something. Something from
The
the
Golden Beetle.
era of Misted Mansion.
Ik verstond je niet.
Golden Beetle.
De Golden Beetle.
So, where did he get the beetle?
I cannot be sure. But I theorized that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step.
Zij heeft de beetle
Upon
gestolen.
realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages, opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to
Maar
be
Hawkshaw was
as a
toch
pointer?
ontworpen door Freya.
That was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the
Misschien
second
werken
day,
ze samen.
Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret
Werken ze
laboratory.
samen.
Pointer gave in and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in.
Oké.
Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
Oh. The Will of Freya Fellow. Zij heeft het bedacht.
Mogelijk.
Ik ga weer checkpoint maken.
Ja.
Finding the murderer. Volgende video, The Will of Freya Fellow.
Ja.
Doei doei.
Doei.